Hi, Pastor Patrick Bostito here with you with another thought of the day. Have you ever prayed, you waited, and you wondered, God, are you even doing anything? Isaiah 55 verses 8 through 9 says, For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are my ways your ways, saith the Lord. For as heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts your thoughts. Sometimes the hardest part of the Christian life isn't the trial itself. It's not seeing what God is doing in the middle of it. There are seasons when God feels silent. You're praying, you're thinking, and trying to do right, but nothing seems to change. And in those moments, we're tempted to think God isn't working or to take matters into our own hands. But just because you can't see his hand doesn't mean he's not moving. God is always working, often behind the scenes, in ways that we wouldn't even understand, even if he showed us. Think about Joseph in the Old Testament for a minute, betrayed, sold, forgotten in prison. For years, it probably looked like nothing was happening. But God was working the whole time, putting everything in place for a greater purpose. Lost people, if you're not a child of God, it feels like life is just random, like there's no direction and no plan. But God is working, even when you don't recognize it. And the greatest thing he's already done is send his son, Jesus Christ, to die for your sins, to be buried, and to rise again so you can be forgiven and know him personally. He says, My ways are higher than your ways. That means God sees what you can't see. He knows what you don't know, and he's doing what you couldn't do. Imagine looking back at a piece of embroidery. If you look from the underneath, it looks like just a mess of threads. There's no pattern, there's no purpose. But when we flip it over and we see the design, that's how God works often in our lives. We're looking at the backside of it and not the picture that God sees. So today, if you don't see God working, don't lose heart. Keep trusting him, even if you don't understand. Come to him if you need to, if you've never been saved, and begin a relationship with him. Because even when we can't see it, God is still working. Thanks for watching. Come back next time for another thought of the day.